Before we get into the video, if you're looking for top quality sample packs, preset packs and templates for your music production, they're entirely royalty free. You can use them in your own productions and learn from them. If you're interested, check out the link in the description and enjoy the video. What's good people, it's Lewis or bbrights and I am back with a brand new video. Today's video we're working on a new episode of how to make a drop like. In this episode we're making a drop like Manse. So the previous two episodes were big room with bass jackers and Maddox. So I decided to switch it up and make a progressive one like Manse. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. And to start with, we're going to be working on the drums. So as you can see here, I actually have the full track here because as usual I'm a dummy and I forget to change my audio settings to the ASIO rather than from my interface. So everything I did play you in the past, in the previous recording you actually didn't hear. So I'm going to go through each section again so you can actually hear what I've made. So for the drums, I've actually got simple layers here. I've got that classic progressive house kick that everyone's heard. Nothing too crazy, just for processing we just have a simple EQ boosting the high end, just to give it that extra attack, that little extra click to punch through the rest of the mix. And then the rest are just simple claps and rides to fill up the mix. Some simple clap pre-fills every 2 or so bars. Then we have this fill here. Then we have another Nicky Romero type clap. Just to keep the second 8 bars interesting and carrying that power still. So altogether the drum layers sound like this. So as you can see, there actually isn't any processing on the drums. We just link them to one bus for sidechain, just to like dip them a little bit, just so they don't clash with the attack of the kick. That is pretty much it for the drums. Next we're going to move on to the leads. So for the drop leads, we have 5 layers here, plus a layer for reverb carry. The original melody is here that I've made on piano, then I copy the MIDI information, copy it over to some lead sounds, and we go from there. So the first lead sounds like this. It's coincidentally called a Manse lead, so it sounds pretty clean. The next lead is the identical lead we just played. It's just like it says in the name, -12, which means it's an octave below. Just fills out the mix a bit more. Lead 2, called Lead 1 Signature. This is from the Revealed Recordings Hardwell sound bank, I believe. Just called Lead Signature 1. It sounds like this. Nothing too major. Lead 3 is from Nexus. It's that classic Orchid drops everyone used to use back in 2018. Just fills out the mix a bit more with that high tingy sound. Just makes it sound a lot more bigger. And then Lead 4 is just a lead string, just to give it a bit more of that wide feel because I put a stereo enhancer on this one. I used it for strings preset. And like I said, for processing, main lead 1. Simple EQ, taking it at lows, dimension expander and an OTT. The lower layer, just taking out some of them horrible harmonics there. Dimension expander and EQ on lead 2. Lead 3 is just a stereo enhancer and an EQ. Lead 4, stereo enhancer, OTT, dimension expander and a parametric EQ 2. And then reverb carry. I've showed this plenty of times in the past, so check out my previous tutorials on how to do sidechain reverb. I showed 2 or 3 ways of how to do it with a limiter and a Fruity Peak controller. And then for the drop bus, we have a Fab Filter Saturn with a Basic Saturator preset, EQ to take out some of the low end that the Fab Filter Saturn creates, a Maximus just to boost some of that high frequencies, Glue Compressor to make them all sound as one, an EQ taking out some of them nasty frequencies and giving it a bit more hiss, Fruity Reverb 2, Pro Q3. This isn't necessary doing these dips here, the sweeping dips, just makes it a more overall clean sound, and we have a kickstart for the sidechain. And that is it for the leads. Next we're going to move on to the chords. So for the chords we have 4 layers here, one of them being piano. So chord 1 layer is from Silent, from the Charlie Den sample pack. Sounds like this. Chord 2 is from the Stella sample pack. Sounds like this. More of a square sounding layer to complement the Superstore sound. Chord 3 I've actually followed the rhythm of the main lead pattern, so it follows the same rhythm. Instead of the same sustained notes, it actually follows the rhythm. It sounds like this. And then finally we have a piano. for processing, you can clearly hear the tape stop effect there. Got a Noveltech character, EQ, the glue to compress them, the glitch 2 for the tape stop, OTT, sound goodizer, parametric EQ2, and of course kickstart for sidechain. I'd like to point out as well that on this EQ here, you can see I've taken out some of the high frequencies because we don't really need all of them because the top leads are taking that frequency up. If we didn't do that, the chords layer and the leads layer will clash in high frequencies. It'll make a muddy mix and a messy mix, so we'll take some of that out. For the piano, we have a glue compressor on Hold the Chords preset, just to bring up the sustained notes a bit, because the longer you hold a note, it slowly dies down in volume, so we want it to be louder. When the sustain drops, it brings it back up in volume from the compressor. That's pretty much it for the chords. Next, we're going to move on to the bass. So for the bass, we have 4 layers. One of them being sub bass, 3 of them regular bass layers. Bass 1 is from the Stellar package called Bass Blame. It sounds like this. Quite an aggressive mid layer. The second layer is more of a flangey harmonic layer. As you can see, I did put this fruity flanger on it just to give it a bit more harmonics and movement in the bass. Gives it that wow sound. Nice sound. We cut off the low frequencies here because we have a sub bass to do that. Bass 3 sounds like this. More of a choppy, stuttery layer. Has a bit more of that gritty harmonics at the top there and the distortion. So all 3 of them layers sound like this. On the group, we have a Noveltech character, a sound goodizer on section B to give it a bit more of that mid frequency. A glitch 2 for the tape stop, an EQ taking up the high frequencies. We took off more of this one than the chords, because like I said before, we want this to give the chords and the top leads more room to breathe in the high frequencies. And we have a kickstart. And finally, for the sub bass, we have a EQ boosting the low end a little bit, stereo enhancer to make it more mono, and we have 2 kickstarts for the sidechain. So overall, the bass sounds like this. Pretty nice sounding bass. And finally, let's move on to the effects. So for the effects, we have 4 layers here. We have 1 crash loop layer that plays continuously out for the 8 bars to keep the energy going. It sounds like this. Sounds nice. Next, we have a 8-bar downlifter, just simple noise downlifter. And again, we have an 8-bar sine downlifter. Sine downlifters increase the energy immensely with your progressive house drop. Sounds like this. And then in my drops, I like to have some sort of white noise or impact that plays every 4 bars just to keep the energy going throughout. So for this one, I just got a simple impact from the stick sample pack. It sounds like this. And that just plays every 4 bars. So overall, with all 4 effects, they're all linked to one bus here with just a simple kickstart on 57%. Just to give it a bit of ducking feeling. It sounds like this. So as you can hear, that impact there every 4 bars really keeps the energy going. So that's pretty much it for the Manse style drop. I'm going to have to bounce it out because my CPU will go crazy when I play it all at once. So I'm going to bounce it out and then play you the final result. So enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, smash the like button, helps the channel grow, makes me happy. I'll give this FLP out when this video reaches 200 likes. I'm asking for a bit more on this one just because it is a bit more professional quality. My big room isn't as good quality as I would like it to be, so I'm still improving on that. But my progressive house quality is a lot better, so 200 likes and I'll give the FLP out for free. I have a new Sabres from start to finish coming Friday. I would be making more demo videos, but I'm just not getting enough demos to make videos. I usually get a lot more when I do live streams, so I'll try my best to get around to them. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll speak to you all very, very soon.